This is my honest review of StackSalez with a Z. Hi there, I'm Victor. If you enjoy this video and it helps you, please click on the like button. To say hi or ask questions, please do so in the comment section below, and also please subscribe to my channel. This is my review of StackSalez with a Z. I'm saying with a Z because, well, it ends with a Z instead of an S. From the vendor Nagudharen and Kevin Mcclenahan. In this review, we'll look at the sales page, I'll take you in and show you the software in a short demo, and I'll conclude with my recommendation and why. StackSalez is an online step-by-step training course on how to use Google Ads in the place of autoresponders to make money online without the monthly autoresponder overhead, and also to increase open and click rates on emails, which is pretty interesting. It's for anyone who wants to make money online using an alternate method other than autoresponders. Let's go ahead and look at the sales page here, and we're just going to kind of look and see, kind of a look and feel, what's the expectation that's set up here, right? Start to build a customer list within 60 seconds without collecting emails. Oh, how can you do that? Interesting. Stop wasting time and save thousands of dollars every year by not using an autoresponder. So they're telling you this isn't about learning to use autoresponders and email lists or email campaigns in that sense with autoresponders. Here it says that most gurus are teaching the money's in the list, and it goes on to basically say, okay, here's the statistics that typical email open rate is 21% and click rate in the emails that are opened is 2%. And then it talks about landing page conversion rates being low and how that makes it all hard. But wait, they have a solution in their software. Well, their software is actually training, right? It's an online training course. And so they want to give you an alternative to the autoresponders and the biggest issues that you have with them. I think this kind of sums it up here. Build a list without collecting emails from visitors, 100% conversion on any landing page, get rid of monthly autoresponder cost, reach your list through multiple channels. Basically, it's talking about here the big issues with autoresponders. You're paying and paying and paying, but you might not be getting much return on your investment. And also, what about opt-ins and stuff like that? That's the essence of what the sales page is talking about to try and get you to go ahead and make the purchase. Now, the other thing that they do is they tell you that they do have a money-back guarantee, right? Risk-free. And it says that it's a satisfaction guarantee. Let's go ahead and look at the demo of the actual product. And so when we come into StackSalez, it's a training course. It's an online training course. And so you actually step through and you have videos. The video is not, it's not the greatest quality. It's not the worst quality. And at the same time, I would say that it's easy to follow along with and everything. It's very step by step, and it includes the whole concept. So in the beginning here, they're explaining why this could work, why this might be something for you to consider doing instead in the place of using autoresponders. And ultimately what they get into is how to use Google Ads to take the place of an autoresponder, to even retain your customer list and everything. Instead of worrying about people opting in, well, as soon as they land on a page that has a Google Pixel on it, Google has them. They've already captured their information as far as opt-in and stuff like that. Instead of giving people a bunch of junk mail and stuff like that, you could use Google Ads to send advertising, whether it's through email or through, you could use YouTube videos. There's actually a lot of options with Google Ads and everything. So it's an interesting model and it's an interesting idea. I say that because it kind of seems to assume a particular thing about email lists and autoresponders, which I think is probably a good assumption for most businesses, where the assumption is you have a big list and you just kind of like throw a bunch of stuff at the list and hope it does as good as it can do. Whereas some of the business models that I've worked with in recent times and that I'm working with for myself too is to build. I'm not worried about having a super big list. I'm just concerned. I want a very targeted list. I want an audience that wants to hear what I have to share and say and has that trust, which in the long run, I believe will do better than having an outrageously large list that is kind of a hit or miss. Anyway, if you have only seen the models that are big list, hit or miss all the time, this might be a good alternative, because ultimately they're like, look, instead of spending all this money on an autoresponder, what if you learned how to do paid ads and spent less money on that and actually reached even more people? Which, like I said, it's kind of interesting. I don't think they go as deep as you need to go to learn about paid ads and stuff, but this could be a possible and a viable option. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give this a 5 because I think it's a little bit more difficult than they lead on. But at the same time, I think that there could be something here. So it might be worth checking out if you don't have a plan or a mentor or a model that you are trying to grow already. Like if you're working on something, you don't want to stop and start something else, because that just puts you back to zero. So I would caution you on that, especially if you're new to making money online. I have some links in the description on some different courses that I would recommend, but I wanted to do a review of this because I think it's curious. And if you think it's curious and you want to know more about it, this review hopefully will give you a little bit more in-depth understanding about it, more than what the sales page does. And if it's an interesting thing to you, you could go ahead and go for it. And like I said, and then, take advantage of the refund policy if you need to. But if you already have something in place and you want to build, you're already building relationships through autoresponders and stuff, this does not seem to have a component where you're really building relationships and rapport that could last on an ongoing basis for a long time. So that's a different side of this that I don't really see in the training, that you would have an autoresponder. But again, it depends on how you're using autoresponders. If the autoresponder is just there to collect as many bunches and bunches and bunches of leads, then this might be a good alternative, because it teaches you about more targeted ways of reaching people than some of the other ways out there. But if you already have a very focused way of using autoresponders and emails to build relationships and rapport and things along those lines, then I would say probably stick with that. That's the review. I'm going to keep it that simple. If you like this or have any questions or anything like that, please, click on the like button and ask any questions below, and subscribe to my channel.